Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome once again to Booking a Better Wrestler. My name is Paul Laporte, and this is the show where we take a wrestler that I believe is being underused or could be used better by WWE and booking them in the way I'd like to see it done. Got a lot of great response to the Ava Marie episode, a very controversial episode, and that some people were like, nope, nothing can be done, and then other people actually bothered to listened to the episode and said, oh, okay, I can see that. And that's the idea of this show, is that every wrestler, there can be something that can be done to make them better, or make them watchable, or make you want to tune in to see them. And that includes Ava Marie. Now, this week's episode is, or rather, today's episode, because we do 2 episodes a week, is going to not only take not only one wrestler, but 2 wrestlers, a tag team, who are in complete and total obscurity now. It's not only going to make them interesting, not only going to make them viable on the main roster, but I'm going to take these 2 and turn them into champions. The tag team that we are going to be looking at for this week's episode is going to be the Ascension. Now, just a quick history. The Ascension had a great run in NXT. They are the longest reigning NXT Tag Team Champions. They moved up to the main roster, and they've done pretty much nothing. They got beat up by a bunch of old guys prior to WrestleMania last year, and they've barely been seen from. They've done a little bit with Stardust, and that angle's been kind of cool, but again, they did nothing with it, and Stardust just lost a bunch of matches too. Look for him in a future episode, I'm sure. And we haven't seen much from the Ascension in a few months now, so let's go ahead and bring them out of obscurity and put the tag titles on them. I think I can do this. Let's go. This is actually the best time to book the Ascension because their main rivals in all of WWE, the Lucha Dragons, are hobbled right now. Sin Cara is hurt. Sin Cara dislocated his shoulder last Monday. We don't know how long he's going to be out for. This leaves a good opportunity to bring the Ascension back in. So what they could do is they can start booking Kalisto in singles matches while Sin Cara is out. And then as they book him in these singles matches, the Ascension will come out, interfere in the match, and just bum rush him, beat the tar out of him, just 2-on-1, assault him, throw him around. They're both huge, he's small, it'll look great. And what they can do is they can do with Kalisto what they did with Hideo Itami in NXT, which they probably shouldn't have done, in that Kalisto will try and fight off both of these guys, but he's just not equipped. He's only one man, he's smaller, much smaller than both of these guys, and the Ascension just double team him every week. Kalisto fights valiantly, but he can't hold them off. Now, while they're doing this, the Ascension can cut a promo saying, that the Lucha Dragons are basically the reason that they're on their downslide. They were considered one of the most feared tag teams in all of WWE down in NXT, and then the Lucha Dragons beat them, and they've never been the same since, and they want to get that fear put back into the tag division, and they're going to do that by making an example out of Kalisto, and when he comes back, Sin Cara. Now, while Sin Cara is on the shelf and the Ascension are doing these 2-on-1 beatdowns of Kalisto, they also get solid wins over the Usos, and Los Matadores is still a team, I guess. I mean, you can do them. Really, the tag division in WWE is pretty small. Those are kind of the only other names you've got. So the Ascension is just going to get wins. They're going to look like a strong team again. They're going to start to look like contenders. Once they've done this, that's going to prompt Sin Cara to come back. The announcers can build it up like Sin Cara is coming back too early, like he shouldn't be back at this point, doctors haven't cleared him or whatever. Now, of course, I don't want Sin Cara to actually come back too early. I want it to just, for them to say that it's too early. I want Sin Cara to be completely healed up. But when he comes back, they have a number 1 contenders match with the Ascension, and because Sin Cara is not 100%, and Kalisto has been continued to be beaten down over this course of, say, a month, they aren't able to get the job done. They just can't. They can't put themselves together enough to beat a physically dominating team like the Ascension, and then that leads to a tag title match between the Ascension and the New Day. And all the while this is going on, the Ascension, they lose the eye makeup, they lose the shoulder pads, they just go back to being rough and tumble ass kickers. They're the biggest and strongest in the division, and they're just gonna get by on the fact that they can't physically be stopped. So we move on to the angle with the New Day and the Ascension. New Day cuts a promo on the Ascension. I'm sure the New Day can think of a lot of fun things to poke fun at the Ascension for and make it very, very entertaining. And this happens probably a week or so before their tag match at whatever pay-per-view be coming up. We could probably put this around the timeline of maybe not WrestleMania, but probably just after. But it'd be right around that time. The time that it happens doesn't really matter, but the promo itself would take place shortly before their match, and the Ascension doesn't really respond to it until the night that they would have their tag match, when they ambush both Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston in backstage in the locker room. Big E isn't there. He gets lured away for some reason, or they just happen to catch the two when he's not around, and they take advantage. They beat down Xavier, they beat down Kofi, and both guys are badly hurt going into the tag match, meaning that the tag title match is going to basically be a handicap match, which it normally is for the New Day, but it's going to be in the other direction. Yes, Kofi and Xavier will be out there, but they won't be able to do much. They'll both be hurt. Big E is basically going to be wrestling this match by himself, and he's going to do the absolute best he can. He is going to put on a valiant effort, but in the end, the Ascension are going to get the advantage. They're going to get the upper hand, and they're going to get the win. And now we have the Ascension being your new tag team champions. And from here, it's just simple booking from here forward. The Ascension, they're big guys. They can be just a physically established tag team. And from here, you can start to bring in other tag teams from NXT. You could bring up Jordan and Gable, Dash and Dawson, Enzo and Cass. All of those guys would fit well in the WWE tag division, which honestly needs kind of a boost to it. It needs a shot in the arm to really be something special, which I think it can be. They have a lot of tag talent in their company. They're just not utilizing it correctly. And I think if you do something like this to kind of kickstart the division, or almost kind of reboot it in a way, as much as that term's overused, then this can be the catalyst that'll get the ball rolling for what can be a really strong tag team division. And I think it could be something that would be very exciting going forward. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Be sure to check out the previous episodes of Booking a Better Wrestler, which I've done on Adam Rose, Curtis Axel, and the always controversial Ava Marie. Also, be sure to check out Changing the Questions, where we've just crossed the 10-episode line, so we have a bunch of shows to listen to. If you haven't done that, go back and be sure to check those out. Also, if you're listening to this on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe. It definitely helps the visibility of this show if you hit that subscribe button. Also, share this on Facebook. However you're listening to this, either share the Facebook page or share the YouTube link. But again, that just helps the visibility, and the more people that see this, the more people can listen to it, and the people who have listened to it so far seem to be really enjoying it. So we want to try and get our name out there a little bit more. Thank you to all of you for listening to us, and thanks for all your feedback. We're going to be doing a few more people that I have lined up for Booking a Better Wrestler that have been suggestions from the audience, so I'm going to be doing those in the next couple of weeks, but there's always room for more, so be sure to send us your feedback. Our email address is changingthequestions@gmail.com. You can also send us a message on Twitter at Changing the Qs, that's at Changing the QS. And then, again, you can look us up on Facebook, you can look us up on YouTube, just search for Changing the Questions, you can find us both there. And again, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, tell your friends, tell your enemies, and we will see you soon. Bye.